In the wild western wastelands of the Great White North, two gay lefty scumbags embark on an endless pursuit for the true meaning of wokeness. This is Woke in the West. Woo!
We're back.
Woke in the West. New location, baby. New lighting scheme.
Yeah, that's why I'm being cooked by the rays of 1,000 bulbs right now.
Yeah, it's so friggin' bright.
For those watching along on YouTube.
Yes, we are.
Companion.
Yeah, we got a new recording space. Still working out the kinks here a little bit. But
I mean, I think that you look all right in this lighting. I think that I am just like...
Which one's my good side? This is my good side.
Blasted with the most artificial light.
Yeah. It's pretty gross. We got to get a ring light here,
but
or
we are
some
back,
mood lighting or something.
It really does feel like we have come at the right time.
Yes.
Because we were correct about what happened in Venezuela before. And now, a lot of things, stuff, you know, people were talking about either happened or didn't happen. Yeah. Today was the closing ceremonies for the Olympics. So that's all done.
Oh, yeah.
On Friday and Thursday and Wednesday, everyone was saying that Trump was going to strike Iran over the weekend. That didn't happen.
No.
At least as of 6 p.m. on Sunday on the West Coast. Woke in the West Coast.
The woke West Coast, baby.
So everything's good.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
This is the time of year when things are supposed to be kind of calmer. But how calm are they? Let's check in with our homeland first.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
Mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, BC, leaves 8 dead, including 6 children, and a nation in mourning.
Yes, we have the Post article from CBC up on screen right now. This is one of Canada's worst mass shootings in history, of course. It's a community of just 2,400 people. This is like a new community, too, set up as like a coal mining town, I think, in the 80s. I don't want to say like a company town, but like a project, you know, started by like multiple industries and government and stuff helping.
Luckily, we don't get too many shootings here in Canada. But when it does happen, it's always tragic.
There's a sole shooter, an 18-year-old, and they shot their mother and their half-brother at home before going to the secondary school and before killing herself.
Yeah, just 2,400 people in the community. Wow. 6 children, age 11 to 13.
Among the victims. Yeah. And, of course, the right has seized on this to blame trans people and all this stuff, but it does seem like this 18-year-old might have fallen down a bit of a Nazi pipeline as well.
Yeah, trans Nazis are surprisingly more of a thing than you would expect.
Yeah, they are certainly on the rise.
Yeah.
And there was another shooting, I think, a few days ago in the States that was another trans Nazi person. So, yeah, I don't really know how that keeps happening.
Bit of a clash of ideologies there.
But it sure does.
Oh, shooter's biological father has shared a statement. Justin Van Rootseller, quite the last name there. Van Rootseller has shared a written statement with CBC News in which he says he's not been a part of Jesse Van Rootseller's life. Well, then why are you making a statement then? Whatever.
He's like, leave me out of it. My kid's dumb.
Yeah.
As the biological father of the individual responsible, I carry a sorrow that is difficult to put into words.
I mean, if you weren't in their life, I mean, it's not
I was estranged from Jesse Strain. That's our other last name, right? And I was not a part of his life. His mother declined my involvement from the beginning, and I was not given the opportunity to be a part of raising him. Jesse did not use the Van Rootseller family name at any point in his life.
Yeah, well, it looks like he just is kind of trying to distance himself, you know. I didn't have nothing to do with this, you know, trying to cover his ass.
Buddy, I ain't taking the rap on this. I lock this place up every night. It's not my fault.
But, you know, nice of him to put some words in.
I mean, I don't know what can be said. I don't know if we know yet where the gun came from. I don't know what kind of gun was used. And, you know, I think it just kind of points to the lacking mental health resources in these sorts of like rural communities is the larger message I think everyone's been trying to take away from this sort of thing. And ultimately it comes back to, you know, there are less psychologists to go around in this country when we don't have for university and we're not taking care of people who actually want to help other people in such a way that they are able to do that without being financially crippled for life. And then, of course, there's no one in these communities. These communities are losing all sorts of jobs. There's like far less doctors, family doctors, healthcare, like mental health facilities.
If you have a family doctor, hold on to them for dear life because you're not getting another one in Canada.
Like, I hope that, the obvious politicization that this event is going to have, I hope that it results in at least some decent conversation and shifting the needle in a way where it's not like, oh my God, trans ideology bad, but it's like, hey guys, do you know how we prevent Nazism from infiltrating the hurting, minds of our youth is by having mental health resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we need to be talking about.
There's some stuff here about the weapon. I know you were asking that earlier. RCMP brass says police followed protocol around weapon in shooter's family home. Some of the biggest question marks hanging over this tragedy concern the 2 firearms police recovered from the school and how the shooter, whose license had expired, got hold of those weapons.
Oh yeah, I think I did hear something about this.
There have been questions about the fact that the lawful owner of firearms seized from the shooter's home successfully petitioned for their return, despite the shooter having a documented history of mental health concerns.
Yeah, they were a family member's weapons, I believe. I read that.
A long gun and a modified handgun recovered from the scene, capable of firing multiple rounds.
Super illegal.
Whoa, yeah, you can't do that.
No modifying the handguns.
Yeah. So yeah, big tragedy.
Yeah.
Don't blame trans people for it though.
No.
There's a lot more going on than just that.
No, blame the failing resources that young and queer people have in this country.
Yeah, and the hateful ideology that poisoned their mind. Yep. Not the trans ideology, the Nazi ideology
that creeps in when the vulnerable young person gives up on the resources of the country that's supposed to take care and believe in the young people that are the future, right?
Yeah.
And this is like you when you pick up a gun and you kill these people, strangers, random people, and then yourself, obviously you're giving up on any chance of the future being good for you or anyone else. So this is a mental health thing, first and foremost. It's not a gun thing, unfortunately, because enough young, hopeless, depressed, queer people kill themselves every day and don't turn the gun on other people. This is like an absurd lashing out. Like, no one wants to see it get to this point, but this is this is always going to be the messy pimple of this crisis. Every time it bubbles over, comes out of the surface, it's going to be like this. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be terrible. And we have to get the right lessons from it.
Yeah, it's going to suck. Lesson learned, hopefully.
Yep. We'll see.
All right. I think we covered this story briefly.
Some weeks back.
Quite a while, a couple episodes back. One of the floor crossers who said he intended to resign. Turns out, nope, he's back and he did cross the floor after all, and now he's part of the Liberals. Matt Genereux, if that name sounds familiar.
From Edmonton Riverbend. Yes, this feller was the one who put out the statement where he asked people to not talk to his family, leave him alone. But I guess what it took to go from resigning to jumping ship from the Conservatives to the Liberals was for Poilievre to survive his leadership review, which we're going to talk about.
We'll get to that.
But this was the big news because this happened pretty much right after, I think. Like, I don't know if we have the dates, if you want to click back and forth quickly.
This is February 18th, and that's January 31st.
It took 2 weeks for Matt Genereux to be like, oh, crap. So Poilievre really is the direction of this party, huh?
Yeah.
And I guess resigning just wasn't good enough.
Maybe, no, he had to make a statement, man.
I mean, I don't know if Carney has reached his majority threshold now without having to call an election. But
it might say that in this article here. We got an article from CBC here.
Gotta give it a quick skim.
Yeah. Closer to the line of a coveted majority. So he's not quite there yet.
Be like 1 or 2 away.
Yeah. Matt Genereux, huh?
Oh, I was just laughing at him being the third Conservatives and Liberals have picked up.
Alberta MP Matt Genereux, who said last year that he planned to leave politics altogether after his name circulated as a potential defector, announced Wednesday he's joining the government. After all, he's the third Conservative the Liberals have picked up, starting with Nova Scotia MP Chris D'Atremont, I remember him, and Michael Ma in December, from Toronto.
About him. Yep, Genereux cited the Prime Minister's speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos as a reason for making the jump.
And that's not all, I think. Yeah.
It was obviously the fires and the call was coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
But that speech really set the tone, I think. And whether or not you consider the liberals to just be the red conservatives in this country sometimes, the fact is that people liked Carney's speech.
Yeah. For me, it felt disingenuous and quite simply wrong to be sitting on the sidelines anymore. So I reached out to the Prime Minister's office and will be joining his caucus. Wow, good
Kinda
for you,
funny
buddy.
to call the opposition the sidelines.
Oh, man. Genero sent an email to Conservative leader Pierre, the party's whip, caucus chair, and Speaker of the House about his decision at 10:15 a.m., according to a source with knowledge of the events.
Carney announced the news on X 1 minute later.
Wow.
That's pretty funny.
Taking on a role as a special advisor on economic and security partnerships. Ooh.
Of course, Carney had a job ready to go.
Of course.
Conservatives had harsh words for their former colleague.
I bet they did.
Pee Poo Poo Brain said, Genero has betrayed the people of Edmonton Riverbed, who rented their affordable homes and houses and the substrates and foreign resources.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Mark Carney is trying to seize a costly Liberal majority government that Canadians voted against in the last election with dirty backroom deals.
Oh my God.
He really likes the dirty backroom deals.
Yeah, it's all slogans with this guy. Nothing else. He's got nothing.
He has truly nothing.
British Columbia MP Frank Caputo said he was lied to. Genero will live with his decisions, character, and broken relationships, the Kamloops Thompson Nicola MP wrote. What do we have beyond our integrity? I'll sleep fine, staying true to my principles while I continue to fight for my people.
Very clearly, Genero lied to your faces because you guys were hounding the crap out of him, and he thought if he said he'd resign, then you'd leave him alone for the holidays. And then Pierre stayed on because he realized that you all actually do support this sort of behavior within the party. And so now he's just piecing it. He doesn't want to be your friend
like,
anymore.
I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah, he's done.
Ontario MP Andrew Lawton noted on X that the one commonality in the statements made by Detremont, Ma, and Genero is the absence of the word liberal. They all talk about joining the government. They're seeking power, not making principled decisions rooted in their beliefs or the will of their constituents, he wrote.
Okay, I mean, that is a little funny.
The defection marks another blow to Poilievre, who, despite securing an over 87% approval rating at his party's convention, which we'll get to, polls poorly with the wider Canadian public. Yeah, I can't believe they brought him on. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to that, but it's the next story,
so just hold on.
Yeah, just hold your horses.
Yeah, hold them. Hold them tight.
Anything you want to say
So
here?
after Genero said that he would plan on retiring, he had not been spotted in the House of Commons since and had abstained from voting on the confidence vote last year.
He become a shadow in the parliament.
Yeah, so he just wanted to stay the hell away from the toxic conservatives.
Literally standing in the sidelines.
A little chart here about the Liberals' majority. So 172 seats are needed for the majority. Okay, so the highest they've been looks like 171.
Oh.
So they lost...
They're back at 169.
Yeah, because Christine Freeland left, and so did the other dude. And then, oh gosh, yeah, huge announcement. We don't have the story pulled up, but the Canadian Supreme Court annulled the results of the Terrebonne riding in Quebec, where the Liberals won by one vote. We've been talking about this.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court said, nah, actually, this whole thing is bogus, so redo it. So the Liberals lost the seat that they flipped from the Quebecois. So essentially from early January, which was our last episode, was when they were the closest. But since then, with Freeland, Blair, and the Terrebonne results being tossed out, they've been the lowest they've been. But now they have Genero, so they're back to 69.
Nice.
Yeah, actually,
so close yet so far.
It's been a kind of a, roller coaster, but Canada continues to be relatively stable, even though we need a lot of things urgently, and I don't like the pace of it, but
Yeah, well, if he had a majority, he'd be able to get these things done a lot faster.
Would they all be the right things? I think we're going to
That's the question, yeah. Asked in December if he's comfortable securing a majority through floor crossings, Carney said he's comfortable commanding the confidence of the House of Commons.
That's not an answer.
We're in a parliament, and when we pass legislation, we need more people voting for it than against it. Last time I checked, that's the way parliament works.
What a businessman.
What a slimy businessman answer.
How to wheel and deal. Poilievre's mad because he's like, Carney is wheeling and dealing, but I thought that the winning strategy was to wine and dine.
I mean, it seems to be winning for him. Because
with
he's
his base.
still in the fucking leadership position.
Yes, from BBC,
Still.
Poilievre sweeps Conservative Party leadership test with 87.4%.
Oh my god. No.
Yep, cemented his position as party leader in a speech calling for Canadians to stay united in the face of an uncertain world.
Amid growing separatist sentiments in Alberta and Quebec.
A house divided cannot stand, Poilievre said, stealing the words of America's most beloved president.
He briefly flirted with the separatist stuff, I remember.
Yes.
Someone pulled him aside and told him that it was political suicide, so now he's walking back on that shit.
I mean, the thing I don't understand is where are they going to run him even?
Yeah, he's not running in Battle Crowfoot River or whatever.
No, I don't think so.
No.
So they got to find some other conservative riding to plop him into.
A leadership review was automatically triggered after an election loss. In this case, Poilievre's defeat to Mark Carney's Liberals last April, in which he also lost his own seat. Classic.
Mm-hmm. It really is astounding that he passed the leadership review after losing his own seat.
Yeah, that's quite something.
The party's convention was in Calgary, go figure.
Of course. As far as the party's concerned, I think we're in the right direction, said Thomas Bambrick, a delegate from Winnipeg, adding that the vote result equals to a resounding yes for trust in the Conservative leader. Well, if you say so, buddy. Who is this Pierre Poilievre fellow?
Well, that's for the British.
Yeah, that's for the Brits who don't know nothing.
The speech was also made on the backdrop of growing grassroots separatist movement in the Conservative stronghold of Alberta, where a process of collecting signatures to trigger an independence referendum is underway. In Quebec, the sovereigntist party Québécois is also pulling ahead, promising its own independence referendum in the province should it be elected to the provincial government later this year. Poilievre addressed these threats to Canadian unity in a speech, blaming the Liberal Party for people losing hope in the Confederation.
Bro, it's the Conservatives who are running the separatist movement in Alberta, and the Bloc Québécois are the ones behind the Quebec movement. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Stop letting your side have meetings with a MAGA.
Yeah, what do the Liberals have to do with any of this shit?
Y'all are the traitors.
Oh my god.
Stop it. I mean, I can't speak for Québécois. They've always been like this. But, the Alberta stuff is just a psyop.
Yeah.
So
what the fuck do the Liberals have to do with it?
I don't know that the Conservatives have a big shot at winning an election, even if there was one called soon. But with policies like this, who needs Conservatives? Federal government to introduce a grocery rebate. I think we might have talked about this in the last episode briefly, but there's just some details coming out more so about this now. It's a GST top-up. Other affordability measures were announced on Monday at the end of January. GST payments will increase by 25% over the next 5 years, and the measure is expected to affect approximately 12 million Canadians. It will also include a one-time top-up of 50% in June. The program will be called Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit. The move comes as Carney faces pressure from the opposition to address grocery prices, which are outpacing other forms of inflation. And sadly, now it's time for my opinion. Thank you, CBC. This is not the solution. This is another corporate subsidy. Because if grocery stores are allowed to charge whatever the hell they want for groceries and continue to raise prices, and Canadians' wages are not going up in a significant way, then what this rebate actually is the government repurposing collected tax revenue back to the people so that the government can use the tax revenue to fill the gap between what people can actually afford and what the stores are continuing to charge. So this does not change the status quo at all, and does not actively reduce the cost of groceries. No, this does nothing to address the problem. And this alone should be motivation for people to be like, get in the streets, get mad, get angry, or run for office against the Liberals. Because what is this decision? It pisses me off on a degree that I didn't know was possible still, because it's just so ill-conceived. And sure, giving people their own money back is nice, but it's under the guise that this is some way to help pay for groceries, and that is not rotten to me.
No,
we need a government-owned grocery store nationally. We need the government to step up and fund grow up things. We need more croppage and fields and everything out here going on. Yeah, I'm not pleased with this. I don't know if you have anything to add, or if you're just echoing me.
Not really. I echo the sentiment. This just seems like a Band-Aid on a boo-boo. You know,
sucks.
Not a suture that we actually need.
This is the kind of crap that the Liberals put forward when they don't have the NDP or the Greens beside them in the House to be like, hey, you don't get our
to
votes.
whip them into shape and make them more progressive.
You're not passing this until you make it actually do something good.
This reminds me of what I said an episode or two ago, where, you know, foreign policy Mark Carney is great, but domestic policy Mark Carney is pretty bad.
So, lacking.
Quite lacking.
But remember, the only thing better for the government than providing you with stuff is the cheapest option of all, which is to just die.
Just die. You could just die.
The UN released a scathing report on Canada's treatment of disabled people last spring, calling out inadequate support and urging a halt to MAID expansion. And then this is an article from some dude in Breach Media talking about Canada sidestepping the UN scrutiny over assisted dying. There was an article, I want to say like a week or so ago, about a man who a family said was seasonally depressed, and he had filed for MAID, right? You know the story I'm talking about. And this person was suffering from multiple disabilities, from as I understand it, as well, and was also like blind and stuff, losing their vision. So it was a multitude of things, but of course the right is being disingenuous about it and saying that it was just seasonal depression and the government killed him. Yes, I've been on the record repeatedly as saying that like the government taking the shortcut way to avoid actually giving Canadians the things they need, like housing or healthcare or, free university. It's because we're kind of being artificially kept down. We're not supposed to be like given the tools to succeed. Yeah. So when MAID is just like the government provided shortcut to be like, do you truly give up? Do you really think things won't get better? Because the government's going to help you make that ending decision in a legal way. But yeah, so I support when people that are dying of, diseases want to piece it and exit this world, but disabled people should not be treated like their lives are worth less.
They seem to be flaunting this quite a bit too much, much more than they should be, as a sort of a cure-all. I mean, death definitely does solve a lot of problems, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But I don't know.
It certainly does to the balance sheet. That's how they see it.
Yeah, they're doing it so much that, it makes Matt Walsh want to invade us.
See that, yeah.
Did you have that post anywhere?
I don't know if I have it somewhere, but it was so dumb.
Yeah, very dumb.
Yeah, apparently Matt Walsh said that the MAID stuff is worth invading Canada over. So, I really hope Matt Walsh is there on the front lines, because I would personally love to, bayonet his face or whatever. Yeah.
See what he looks like under that beard.
Whoa, JD Vance?
Yeah, probably. It's JD Vance with a pube beard glued on.
It's uncanny.
Wow, back to the hillbilly province of Ontario. The Ford government is lifting the long-standing tuition freeze for college and university students, as per @ColinDMello on Twitter. As part of its secondary funding changes, tuition is going to have a 2% increase per year for 3 years, then a rate of 2% or 3-year inflation average. PSE funding is $1.6 billion per year, above the base $5.4 billion. But the worst change of all is the OSAP, which is going to be max 25% given as a grant, with the minimum 75% as a loan. Whereas currently it's 85% grant max with a 15% loan. So they're essentially changing the value that you can get from the government to pay for your tuition.
Oh.
Where it's 25% can be a grant payment, whereas before it was 85% grant. That's a huge change.
Oh, wow.
And this is why it's just ridiculous that we have to try and justify free university, because this is absurd. This is only meant to keep people from education.
Yeah, they'll spin some bullshit about how it makes you more freedom.
This is artificial barrier.
Yeah,
I hope
this
that
is
Ontario
bullshit.
voters wake up at some point and stop letting Ford do this.
Yeah.
There were some good replies to this tweet too.
Oh yeah? Oh, there's you. When will post-secondary be free? Oh, did someone reply? It's probably some stupid bot. Yeah. Oh no, it's someone actually genuine.
We have to go further left than that.
Canada's pretty much a neoliberal country. Yeah, you got that right.
I don't know how you go further left than free university.
No, they want to go further left for that.
Oh.
Further left in order to get free university. Yeah. That OSAP change is fucking brutal. Yep. Doug Ford is an evil motherfucker. You got that right.
Yep, I would hope that this is enough to lose him the next election, but I don't even know when it is. Canadian business news. Air Transat is suspending all flights to the U.S. as of this spring.
Cool, that's a big one.
Cutting services to Florida, their last remaining stops as of March, I believe.
Earlier this week, WestJet also announced it was cutting service to the 10 U.S. cities because of a decline in demand. So this is a trend, looks like.
Yes, and it's a trend they don't think will reverse, which is why they're canceling. The airline Air Transat is canceling its flights to Fort Lauderdale and Orlando for the 2026 summer season.
Ooh, God.
So, yeah, that's it.
Bye-bye Disney World.
Flights to Orlando from Montreal will end May 3rd, along with flights to Fort Lauderdale from Quebec City and Montreal starting in May and June. Air Transat previously had as many as 2 flights a day to Florida. Oh my God.
That is so brutal. Days. Yeah, different time.
Yep. Love to see the discipline here from Canadian travelers.
The decisions on whether flights will resume to Florida next fall and winter will be determined at a later date. They're just like, we'll see.
Flights out for Canadian airline WestJet announced it was cutting service to 10 U.S. cities because of a decline in demand. Flights out of Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg to destinations including Nashville, LA, Tampa, and San Francisco were being dropped. We saw a notable decline in transborder travel demand through 2025, WestJet spokesperson Julia Kaiser told Vancouver Sun. She noted there was no indication this trend would change in the future. Demand for Latin America, Caribbean, transatlantic, and trans-Pacific destinations remains strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Air Transat said it made the change in order to make full use of its resources. Quote, this adjustment is part of our proactive management of our capacity as we focus our efforts on markets where Air Transat is best positioned and that allow us to optimize the deployment of our resources, which means not America, anywhere else.
Yeah.
Hooray. Good.
Woo, it's working.
Continue the separation, guys.
It's working.
Great.
Look, sire, it's working.
Keep shaming the people you know that are traveling to the U.S. as well. Because the U.S. is actively causing harm in the world. And Don Davies, the current temporary leader of the NDP in our parliament, had something to say about how the U.S. is currently treating Cuba and why Canada should step up and do something.
For Vancouver Kingsway.
The Prime Minister recently urged the global community to stand up to superpower intimidation and called on middle powers to stand together to resist it. The United States has imposed an illegal blockade on Cuba for decades, crippling its economy and causing mass suffering to the Cuban people. Now Donald Trump is cutting off fuel, risking humanitarian disaster. Will the Prime Minister stay true to his words in Davos, uphold independent Canadian foreign policy, and support Cuba in the face of aggressive U.S. imperialism?
Here. The Honourable Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, we are deeply concerned by the deteriorating conditions in Cuba. Our consular officials are actively engaged. They stand ready to support Canadians in need. We are also working, Mr. Speaker, with the Cuban authorities and Canadian tourism stakeholders to ensure a timely and an effective response. We understand that aircraft carriers from Canadian airliners will be picking up Canadians. Our top priority will always be the safety and the security.
None of that answers the question. So yes, if there's
just a bunch of fluffing.
Cuba, no, she's saying if there's Canadians in Cuba that they'll get out. And Canadian tourism stakeholders in Cuba, that means business people in Cuba. So she's not saying anything about the Canadian government helping the people of Cuba as the U.S. suffocates them and strangles and removes their energy and all this stuff, you know. So weak sauce answer did not answer the question, Anita Anand. Sorry.
A lot of fluff, no actual answer.
No, that was pretty crap. Good on Don Davies for asking it, though.
Yeah. Toys R Us, my childhood.
Well, American Toys R Us died some years ago, and it has kind of been living as a weird husk of a company.
Yeah, Zombies R Us.
Toys R Us Canada seems to have lived on as sort of like A&W Canada as its own separate entity. But all good things must come to an end, and, you know, I'd say this speaks more to a broader trend that today's children really don't play with toys as much as they used to. I really don't like saying
also,
that
just
I'm not a parent.
The quality in toys has gone down as well. Like, they're not as good. Oh, those Ninja Turtles toys we saw recently were pretty good. Remember those?
Yeah, there are good toys out there. I just think that parents don't think it's worth it to buy toys anymore.
Yeah, Toys R Us Canada files for creditor protection, owes vendors $120 million.
Wow.
From CTV News. This is from February 3rd, so it's a little old. But after closing 53 stores in the past 2 years and now facing a succession of lawsuits from unpaid suppliers and landlords, Toys R Us Canada has turned to an Ontario court for reprieve as it tries to chart a new future. Oof.
While its 22 current stores remain open, the company warned it may reduce the number of locations it operates further. Interesting. I didn't know that they already closed over 50 stores. Most of the ones out here in like Lower Mainland, BC area are open, the ones that I'm aware of. So I'm not sure where the 50 or so that were closed are, but wow. Yeah, not having a good time. Oh, look at that. Ancaster, Ontario-based Putnam Investments.
Putman.
Putman.
Or Putman? Putman?
Puckman?
Pac-Man? Investments.
Bought the business from Fairfax Financial Holdings in 2021. The company is also behind HMV.
Rest in peace.
Sunrise Records, FYE, Ricky's, Clio and Northern Reflections. Over the holidays, it closed all of its tea kettle stores. And before that, shuttered a short-lived home goods venture called Rooms and Spaces.
I haven't heard of that.
No.
But I know HMV and Sunrise. Sunrise is still going well. HMV, not so much. That's all gone.
Oh,
it got replaced by Sunrise.
Company, Everest Toys, started by the father of Putman investor
Doug Putman. Oh, wow, it's a real guy.
Was forced into receivership last year.
Oh,
okay,
man.
I actually think I know Everest Toys because I worked at a toy store for 3 years.
Oh,
and
yeah?
I was involved with like ordering, and I gave a lot of opinions on that. So I actually do think I have some familiarity with Everest Toys, and for them to have entered receivership as a Canadian company, woof, that to me says a lot more about, because that just means people aren't even ordering toys.
Oh, God.
Like that's worse than like a store just
bad.
going out of business. Woof. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm not a parent, but I'm like, what are, oh, actually we had I had an interaction with someone who has 2 young children who were born after 2010.
Right.
They're both like 5 and 3 or 6 and 6 and 3 or whatever. And they were just glued to the phone and the tablet, like
Oof.
Roblox 2 inches from the face, like this, just like glued, and not a toy in sight. And I felt so bad. Like I don't want to say anything, and I'm here saying it on my podcast with you. So, and to the people listening, but man, I don't know. Does anyone else know what I'm talking about? If you're like hanging out with someone with a young kid, and you
definitely.
just see them like glued to a device, it's just sad. Like I really wish it just like get them a Barbie or a Hot Wheel or whatever they want. Take them to a toy store, pick out one toy, like literally just anything. But apparently, people don't even have the money for the movies anymore.
No, nobody's got money for anything now. Yellowknife looks for alternatives as credits roll for its only movie theater. Oh, no. Yellowknife movie buffs need to ponder possibilities for a replacement.
This is genuinely so sad.
The one movie theater in Yellowknife.
It's still open through the end of March. March 31st is the end of the lease, it says.
Capitol Theater is what it's called.
This is a little CBC fluff article kind of about how, it's great to have the theater as a third space and a place for people to hang out and socialize. Yeah. And it is kind of important for a community. I wish we had more small theaters. Yep. We lost our Hollywood 3.
Hollywood 3, rest in peace.
Yep, like a year ago now. So.
Yeah. That's where we saw Sinners and Night of the Zoopocalypse.
Yeah,
and,
Canadian film.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Yep, it's almost like the government should step up to own these spaces and make Canadians opportunities for employment and community.
Final story in our Canada First section.
A bit of a downer.
We got some toxic weed.
Toxic weed.
Toxic weed. Cannabis recall in Quebec and Yukon. Elevated levels of arsenic. Oh, God. Lunaire products. If you smoke Lunaire weed, watch out. You got some arsenic poisoning coming your way.
I don't think I've ever owned anything from this company, but yeah, it's a good heads up to our listeners. I'm sure we've got some dank listeners.
Yeah, CTV News. Oh, we got a little chart here.
Oh yeah, it's pre-rolls and dried cannabis. It's contaminated.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're in the Yukon and Quebec, watch out.
Yeah, don't smoke arsenic.
Yeah, they're worried about the fentanyl, and they didn't pay attention to the arsenic. You know,
no one ever thinks about the arsenic.
I don't know what the hell Lunaire are doing to their product that would warrant having arsenic in the fucking bags or whatever.
No
but yeah, I might want to stay away from that shit. On to the rest of the world now. Someone actually tried to do it.
Well,
someone tried.
Some grumpy 20-year-old who is disillusioned after being a Trump supporter for most of his life decided to show up at Mar-a-Lago and give the president a piece of his mind.
Yeah, this is
Unfortunately, there was no president, and the Secret Service got a piece of him instead.
A piece of his mind. There.
Yeah.
Several pieces of his mind scattered across the
breaking
Mar-a-Lago lawn. Yeah, this is from
today.
today. Breaking news. From CBC News, February 22nd.
He was armed.
Yes, he had a gas canister and a shotgun, I believe.
The identity of the man is being withheld pending notification of next of kin, according to the federal law enforcement agency.
Yeah. About 1:30 a.m. on a Sunday, a man in his early 20s was shot. Damn. He was observed by the north gate of the Mar-a-Lago property, carrying what appeared to be a shotgun and a fuel can. Yep, just like I said.
Wow. And then the rest of the article is just basically like, oh, Trump's had threats on his life before.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
So I expect more of this stuff to start happening, I think.
Yes, this is another great reason to not visit the U.S. right now.
Yeah, I expect more attempts on Donald Trump's life, and I expect security around him to get tighter and tighter. Just like what happened to Hitler when someone tried to bomb him. Put a bomb in the briefcase, remember? I remember that.
No one's been that successful, though.
Yeah, at least Hitler lost half of his hearing.
Right? Yeah, nothing has happened here. Trump's ear grew.
Yeah, Trump's ear just magically regrew like lab-grown meat.
I like that most people have come to the conclusion that the shooting was like fake.
Yeah,
because he didn't really sustain anything real.
Yeah.
But,
photo op.
So yeah, Trump almost got shot. But call me when someone makes the shot. Okay. This is not an encouragement. This is just like a news bulletin. Okay, like when the bullet is in him, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, but nice try.
Yeah, sure.
A valiant attempt. Close but no cigar.
Nah, I mean even allegedly the one who did the Charlie Kirk shooting did more research to make sure his target was actually where he said he was going to be.
Yeah, right.
Trump wasn't even at Mar-a-Lago when this kid showed up, and it said he's in his early 20s. That means that the only president elections he probably voted in were ones with Trump. And he voted for Trump twice, believing that Trump would finally get the Epstein files out. He doesn't. And now he's like, well, darn.
Some stupid fucking 21-year-old MAGA twink with a shotgun. Bless you. Gazoon tight. Another one? Fourth one? No. Okay. Sometimes the fourth one sneaks up on you.
I know. I can tell. Like,
stare up at the light.
This
is a little ridiculous story.
Yeah, this is also from today.
Yeah,
so
I wanted this to be in the right-wing trash section. But we'll just talk
because
about it
it's from today. I just thought it would be really funny to include it here because the U.S. president is so unpopular. We don't have a story about this right now specifically, but the Supreme Court of the United States, which Trump appointed 3 members to, just ruled 6-3 against his tariffs, saying that they were illegal and unconstitutional, which they are because it's up to the Congress to set tariffs and taxes. So Trump threw a little hissy baby fit all over social media and his Truth Social, truthing all over the place. He truthed so hard. And I guess because he realizes that he's underwater in public opinion polls, that he called into C-SPAN under a 40-year-old alias. John Barron is the name that Trump used when he would call news magazines like the National Enquirer and stuff and give them hot tips about what Donald Trump or other like elite people were doing. Not too often, but like this is the name that most people know is Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump is using this pseudonym that is
a pseudonym
famous.
that he's known for using.
He
and that's used in the
call
past.
Into C-SPAN, and so we're just gonna listen to him play the hits, but pretending that he is just a common folk from Virginia.
John in Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you ever have in your life.
Wow, who could it be?
Jack's going to agree with me, right? But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, who He's a dope. And you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier. I assume she's a woman. She's a Democrat. But she said she's disgraced. She's devastated.
All right, John. This. We'll go to Chester, who's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Did you say Don, or what did she say there? All right.
Go to Chester, who's in Baton Rouge.
She's devastated.
All right, John.
This.
We'll go to Chester.
John or Don, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think she didn't show it on her face that she recognized his voice, but come on.
Yeah, come on.
That was pretty funny. 7 million views, and this is from today.
Wow.
Like just over 12 hours ago.
The voice is a near perfect match for Trump, says Brock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Wow.
And it does sound like him. The pauses are all perfect.
I can't believe he would use a pseudonym that he's been like well known to use. He still uses it like it's nothing.
Yeah, you can't help it. Even
this is Alan Smithy calling in.
We know that Trump
show.
loves to have credit. So like even if his pseudonym's been exposed, why change it? It just means that that even his pseudonym's famous. I'm so famous that even my pseudonym has a Wikipedia.
This is Richard Bachman calling in. We're promoting my new novel.
And we're taking care of business.
Oh, I remember this guy. I remember this guy from the Occupy Wall Street days, Mr. Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff has some doomsday news about the dollar. He says it's going to be replaced by gold. I think it's going to be replaced by the yuan.
Honestly, I have this clip in here because I just couldn't believe that this got said on Fox Business.
Yeah, right?
Like, this is some doom and gloom that I did not expect to see.
And the world is now pulling the rug out from under the U.S. The dollar is going to collapse. The dollar is going to be replaced by gold. Central banks are buying gold to back up their currencies. They're getting rid of dollars. They're getting rid of treasuries. We are headed for an economic crisis, again, that will make the 2008 financial crisis look like a Sunday school picnic. The biggest difference between the crisis that we're about to have and the one we had back then is this one is all in America. It's not going to be exported to the rest of the world. It's not a global financial crisis. It's an American financial crisis.
And I cannot believe that got said. It's extremely true. It's all a result of the American laissez-faire idea and approach to capitalism, less regulation, next quarter profits, beat every expectation, yada, yada. Line has to go up, and that's just not sustainable. And we are going to witness the culmination of all these decades of...
Remember what Pam Bondi said? The Dow Jones is up so high.
The Dow is at a record high. Why are you laughing? Yeah, we need the clip here.
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin.
Oh, speaking of the economy being in the toilet.
Official policy from the man himself. The Don thinks the dollar should go down.
Comfortable, Mr. President, with the current value of the dollar? Do you think it's declined too much?
No, I think it's great. I mean, the value of the dollar. Look at the business we're doing. No, dollar's doing great.
Yep, and he said elsewhere that he wants a weaker dollar because it increases investment in the U.S., but a weak dollar also comes from the globe just losing faith that you can return on their investments.
Yep,
it doesn't
absolutely
just mean implicitly that people will invest in you. Just because you can take $1 to Venezuela or whatever and have it be worth 10 billion pesos doesn't mean that they're suddenly going to be swamped with investment. That's not how it works, but Trump doesn't know anything about the economy or economics, so, try explaining that to the American people if he can't figure it out.
And Mark Brooks Art on X reposted this video and said this a while ago here. They're crashing the economy on purpose in order to decentralize money and turn to crypto, which him and a few tech bros will wholly control. It's all a big heist.
Yep, pretty
much. That checks out.
Yep.
Yep.
That has 2.5 million views, just that comment that you read just now.
Yeah. Well, this is a little old, though.
Yes.
But it stands true. All right, so there was another shooting in Minnesota that we didn't get a chance to talk about last time.
Yeah.
In addition to Renee Good. We talked about Renee Good.
Right after Renee Good was killed. And before Alex Preddy was killed, who was the next person.
Yep. Next one here.
He was a doctor for the Veterans Affairs in Maine, I think it was.
Yep. I think we've all seen the video now of... he did have a gun holstered, I believe.
Yep, he was registered licensed to carry.
Yep, Second Amendment. And they just shot him in the back of the head.
He was executed on the street. Yeah. And there is no defending it. Around the world, Every country has mostly seen this for what it is, but the admin has continued to lie about it.
Here's Stephen Miller
and
as well.
And Stephen Miller here. Stephen Miller in the post we have on screen for our lovely YouTube audience, but for those not with visual aids, Stephen Miller posted on January 24th, a would-be assassin tried to murder federal law enforcement and the official Democrat account sides with the terrorists. And even Twitter notes had to come in there and say that the videos of the encounter shows that the gun was never drawn. The weapon remains in the victim's holster until the government agent removes it. After the victim is disarmed, a second agent shoots him repeatedly. So yeah, everyone is against Miller on this. And the Democrats' official Twitter retweeted it, quote tweeted it with saying a simple sentence.
You're a fucking liar with blood on your hands.
Yeah, and if there's anything that Trump craves, it's public approval. And the fact that they turned so brutally against him for this, Stephen Miller, man, I don't know what it'll take for Stephen Miller to get pushed out of Trump's team, considering he's one of the few people to make it from the first term to this term. But he is the extreme one. He's the one that we know is pushing for more enforcement, higher numbers. And so if the public really turns against Trump, which immigration was one of his leading issues, and this has just been a huge public relations disaster. You don't kill people in the street, certainly not Americans, and not doctors care with their Second Amendment rights being exercised and violated by the state. So yeah, there's a reason that we're seeing a lot of like sort of libertarian Republicans like the Rand Pauls, I mean, and you know, the Kentucky ones specifically coming out against this stuff because it's ridiculous. This is just like the boot of the state. Stephen Miller is like, this is not Republican, this is not small government, this is just fascist.
Oh, I think this is related to all the violence going down in Minnesota here. What's this from? This is from January 28th. Last night, in the wake of the tragedy, I'm guessing they're talking about Alex Preddy, Minnesota voters came together to end the Republican majority in the Minnesota House, electing Democrats Shelley Buck in District 47A and Meg Lugar-Nicolai in District 64A.
Yeah, I guess there was a little election.
Yeah, a little Democrat majority in the Minnesota State
House. I would
House
imagine that this is probably the Senate election after the two were killed last year. This is probably the by-election from that. Yeah, so 2 more Democrats in Minnesota amidst all this turmoil, so good for them.
Luckily, though, able to sneak a couple Democrats in before the inevitable suspension of the midterms, which I think is going to happen.
Martial law.
Yeah.
More horrendous ICE abuses and more reasons not to go to America right now. ICE is allegedly actually abusing males in custody by grabbing and bursting their
bursting their testes here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to read all of this here, but it's on screen for the YouTube viewers at home if you want to pause and read it. It's pretty gross stuff.
And the point is it violates the Constitution, which has laws against cruel and unusual punishment. So this is just like...
Potato McWhiskey, nice name, on Twitter retweeted this story and said, so basically they're violently neutering men by destroying their testicles. Did you know preventing reproduction is one of the key prohibited acts under the Genocide Convention? It's so much worse than simply sexual abuse. It's genocidal. Yeah, they're going after the testicles specifically.
Of the people that are detained that are primarily
all migrants or whoever they don't like, basically.
Yeah. Which is a war crime.
Yeah.
So, a human rights abuse, even. Maybe a place that we shouldn't be having World Cup games.
Yeah, maybe not.
But we need more reasons, More reasons to not go to America. There's this footage this kid released being pulled over. This was after an anti-ICE protest. So there was suspicion. Then we know, actually, because ICE agents have said as much on camera, that they have a database of faces that are of people at rallies. So there's this young kid here on video for our YouTube audience. He set this camera up. He's 17, getting pulled out of his car, and it's just brutal. The cops just have no patience, and they don't care to even entertain the thought that he has rights.
Yeah, Trevion Taylor, 17. This is his interaction after leaving an ICE protest.
Yep. This is so when you get out, I'm gonna pull you out. How am I getting over? Put your hands up. I will fucking kill you. You understand? What the fuck? Kill me if you don't fucking reaching for a gun. That's why. Do not move your hand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nobody was in a thing. Yes, sir.
That is so evil.
Yes, sir. Exactly what I'm talking about. Stay calm.
The cop just said
You understand what's going to go on, right? Get out there. Get on there, right? Here. Move over. Brother, try to kill. Try to kill. My life kill.
Yep.
The cop just said, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, why? And he's like, well, you're reaching for a gun. But he's 17.
He doesn't have a gun.
He doesn't have a gun. So, yeah, in America, the cops will kill you, blame you, and then the admin will say that you're a terrorist and deserved it. Don't go to America.
Yeah, don't do it.
We're going to keep playing clips until you stop. Everyone that's still going. And there are people still going. I know people still going. And shame on every one of you.
Don't go to Mexico either.
Yeah, speaking of places to not go. Except it's not your rights being infringed by the state in Mexico. It's more that there is an incredibly messy cartel battle going on right now.
Yeah.
That literally broke out today.
Yeah.
It's all happening today.
This is from CBC, updated just 3 hours ago. Canadians urged not to travel to Mexico as violence explodes in the wake of cartel leader's death. Oof.
So yeah, this started as a result of El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, being killed in a clash with military special forces today. And that's pretty much what it is. It's mostly centralized in Puerto Vallarta and Jalisco area. And we're going to see how much it explodes and ripples outward from that. But this is like a surge in violence we have not seen for like at least a decade in Mexico.
I know somebody who's planning on going to Mexico in a couple weeks, and now they're second guessing themselves.
Mhm.
They're going to, where are they going to? Mazatlan? Yeah. Which,
Kind of on the other side.
Yeah, it's far enough away from the violence, maybe.
My mom's family was from Mazatlan, and we knew that that was a cartel stronghold in the 2000s at least. It stopped being as much, but now it's a lot more tourist friendly. It became a big like hub for cruise ships and stuff.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, Vallarta is a tourist place too, so it's kind of like, well, I don't know how safe that makes it.
Yeah. Just be on the lookout for any statements by your airline, I guess.
Air Canada has played it safe and canceled most flights out of Puerto Vallarta for the time being, today, tomorrow, and whatnot.
Seems to be just Puerto Vallarta that they're looking at now.
Well,
not
there
the
were
rest
a
of
couple
Mexico.
other airports that were affected, not major ones. There was a list in here somewhere. Yeah, WestJet saying that flights could affect guests traveling to Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, and Manzanillo over the next 2 days. And Porter Airlines said its passengers are currently being offered complimentary flight changes through the 25th, which this episode will not be out by for you to claim if you happen to be one of those people. But, you know, good to know what is possible if you're one of those stranded Canadians. Yeah, it's times like this, Canada really should have its own, like, you know, island territory somewhere. You know, we should have the island province. We should strike a deal with Turks and Caicos. You know what? I know everyone's always talking about Turks and Caicos, but what about like Bermuda? Why can't we have like?
Yeah, Bermuda's
team
nice.
up with Bermuda.
You're back from Bermuda?
Yes, back from Bermuda, dear boy.
Speaking of island nations that are tropical that we should be helping or working with.
Oh, China calls for the immediate lifting of blockade and sanctions on Cuba. We will continue to support and assist Cuba.
Yeah, we just played that Don Davies clip a couple minutes ago. Cuba is continuing to be choked and strangled by the American empire, kept from fuel, denied resources.
It's only getting worse since this was posted.
Yep, there's going to be a flotilla, much like the one that went to Gaza. A flotilla going to Cuba. I don't know where it's going from. Hassan Piker is going to be on board allegedly. And honestly, if it leaves from Mexico, there's like a chance that I would be willing to go on it. If it departs from the U.S., absolutely not. But if it goes out of like the, you know, Cozumel side of Mexico, that would be a reasonable trip to make by boat. And it wouldn't be too terrible, but yeah.
This one fucking dumbass in the comments. Why are communist countries always starving? Because the U.S. is always fucking with them.
Yeah,
that's
because
why.
it's the U.S.'s job to make communism look bad.
All right, so the Winter Olympics just wrapped up today, you were saying, right?
Closing ceremonies was today.
Yeah, so this is a couple days old here now. But Ukrainian skeleton athlete Vladislav Haraskevich has been disqualified from the Winter Olympics over his helmet, which features images of athletes killed during Russia's invasion of his home country. Oh, wow. He got banned for that?
Yes.
Damn.
Yep.
We just wanted to bring you the very latest breaking news that we're just getting in now. It's about the Olympics, because the Ukrainian skeleton racer who wore a helmet featuring athletes who have died during the war in Ukraine has been disqualified. He's been chucked out of the games. So this is Vladislav Heraskovich, who was the nation's flag bearer at the opening ceremony last week, and he's been training in that helmet you can see on the screens now on Monday, saying some of the people pictured were his friends. He had been visited by the International Olympic Committee official who warned him he's in breach of the game's rules around political statements, but he said it was too important, he wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah, and yet Israel's allowed to compete. They won 0 medals, by the way.
Israel won 0 medals, and they also had an athlete competing with a yarmulke that had the names of a bunch of October 7th terrorist people on it. You could call them victims, but I won't. So, like, that's allowed to stand. We're allowed to have Israel honor its dead.
Yep, Israel gets special
Ukraine
privileges.
Is not allowed to honor its dead. That is disgusting, and spit on the Olympics. Putui. So even though they brought maybe some tourist dollars to my region of northern Italy this year, Milan, Cortina, whatever the region was called, good job, guys. But the Olympics as an organization is still just as rotten as FIFA and the rest of them. So,
yeah. Piers Morgan says, disgusting decision. Shame on the Winter Olympics chiefs. Yeah, good for you, Piers Morgan.
He's right.
I hate to agree with you, but you're right. The worst person you know just made a good point. Mm-hmm. Breaking news. I guess that's a good introduction to our little Israel section here.
Yes, Israel continues to still be the worst country in the world.
Mm-hmm. Worse than the U.S. even.
Well, they wouldn't exist without the U.S.
Yeah. Al Jazeera denounces YouTube's compliance with Israel's ban on the network. Live streams of Al Jazeera Arabic, Al Jazeera English, and Al Jazeera Mushabar are blocked in Israel.
Al Jazeera is just coming out because, we've talked about on the show before that Google signed a large deal with Israel to, basically enforce their propaganda worldwide. And it's taking effect, and journalists, the ones at Al Jazeera, are having their live streams terminated. They're not even allowed to have offices inside Israel right now, but now Google is complying with these, laws digitally, which you would think that these are not enforceable on that because it's a platform that's based out of the United States. But big tech loves money, and they will bow down to whoever gives them the most, and Israel loves throwing money at private corporations to get them to do their bidding.
So
Al Jazeera
oh my god, huge list of journalists
got their
killed.
List of every dead journalist that Israel has blood on their hands for.
273 Palestinian journalists. Look at this list.
Mm-hmm.
It is shameful. 3 Lebanese and 2 Israelis. Wow. I mean, that sucks too, but just look at this. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Did you hear Benjamin Netanyahu got blood cancer? Apparently?
Yes, I did hear about that. Karma,
it's
bitch.
Not going to bring back all the dead Palestinians, but I hope that his body gives him never-ending pain.
I hope he fucking dies.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Which is hopefully not that much longer.
Not longer.
Oh, yes. This is a really, really bizarre post that I have on screen. The reaction of my co-host here definitely says a lot.
What is this?
So this is an event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
From the end of January. And it's the speaker lineup here that is truly, truly something to behold. So who's speaking?
John Kerry.
The 2004 nominee for president.
Hillary, shape-shifting lizard Clinton herself.
Hillary, baby-devouring Rodham Clinton.
Yep. Tucker Carlson.
Tucker fucker face Carlson. Yep. Good impression.
Piers Morgan, again, who we just saw.
Morgan.
Yep. And whoever the fuck this guy is.
That's Richard Branson, the billionaire CEO.
What?
Owner of Virgin.
Oh, God.
Oh,
man.
And
look at all these lizard people concentrated together in one room.
Yeah, so it's this is the kind of event where it becomes clear that political partisanship is very performative.
Yeah, they're all just rich assholes.
Yeah, they're all just rich.
And they hate you.
They pillage the planet. We are the serf class. Rise up and eat them. Num num.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson is literally the heir to the Swanson TV Frozen Family Dinner fortune. If you are a person who is listening to this podcast while eating a frozen microwave dinner,
you got this face.
And that brand is Swanson TV Dinner. then you have contributed money to the Tucker Carlson family fortune.
Contributed money to this face.
Yeah. Your Tucker face is tuckered, puckered right.
Fucking John Kerry. I was in Vietnam.
Do I recognize you from Vietnam?
I watched that Fahrenheit 9/11, and they were talking about how like John Kerry got like this new wave of commercials being like questioning his like, you know, how much
questioning his service.
How much he served.
Mm-hmm.
So disgusting.
Yeah. This is a little old. This is from last month.
Yes, this is old Greenland news because there was a time when the distraction America was focused on was that Trump wanted Greenland. He probably still does, but he's moved on because he's a child.
For now.
And so there's this footage of a Greenland power outage that hit the capital city of Nuuk, and the cause is unknown. I don't know if that changed. I don't think we discovered a real cause.
So.
But given that the U.S. said that they have technology that we don't know, Trump called it discombobulator, and it shut off all of the internet and power across Venezuela when they did their attack, one would then think that maybe America is testing this technology on Greenland to see if they are able to shut down their communications networks in perhaps the chance that, or the opportunity to do a silent, quick land invasion, or what do they call it when it's like water and sea, amphibious invasion of Greenland.
Yeah.
And just take it in the night, because I don't see any other reason to do this sort of thing. But
looks like nothing ever came of this, but it's still pretty spooky.
Yeah, Greenland remains not American occupied as of right now.
Knock on wood.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Finally.
I mentioned this before.
Yeah, finally some discussion of boycotts for the World Cup. German FA official. What's FA? Football Association? Yeah, I thought so. The U.S. will host World Football Showpiece event this summer, along with Canada and Mexico.
He said, I really wonder when the time will be to think and talk about this, a boycott, concretely. For me, that time has definitely come.
Yeah, that's OK Gottlich, the vice president of the Football Association. 78 of the 104 matches will be held in the U.S. this summer.
The French government said it is currently not in favor.
Oh, come on,
Weak
France.
Sauce, and the Danish Football Association said it was, quote, aware of the current sensitive situation.
So sensitive.
Man, I straight up, I want so many of these athletes to be detained, man.
Yeah, right. They love their football, though.
The captains
Soccer,
of 7 European
whatever.
nations were set to wear the armband to promote diversity and inclusion at the World Cup in 2022 during the last FIFA disagreement. Instead, FIFA brought forward its own no discrimination campaign, which had been due to start from the quarterfinals, and captains were permitted to wear a no discrimination armband. I remember this stupid, they were trying to crack down on the way that the athletes were protesting in Qatar.
I remember that, yeah. All right, it was all equally stupid
Qatar was
there.
too political for everyone, and now we're completely apolitical. That's something
it's the States?
that really, really, really bothers me.
Double standards.
Yeah.
Taboos are an essential part of our stance. Is the taboo crossed when someone threatens? Is a taboo crossed when someone attacks? When people die? Who said that? Yeah, same guy, Gottlich.
I would like to know from Donald Trump when he has reached his taboo. And I would like to know from DFB President Bernd Neuendorf and FIFA President Gianni Infantino.
Yeah.
Yeah, when is it too much? That's the question. We all need to know the answer, because it seems like it changes every day.
Look how fucking sweaty his nose looks here. Sweaty ass Trump.
Trump's deteriorating so bad. The bruises on his hands are getting worse.
Yeah, he's being propped up by fucking stilts. Oh no, doggies!
Yep.
Dead doggies!
Last story around the world. We
Dead
go to
dingoes.
a small island off of Australia called Kagari Island, where a bunch of dingoes are going to be freaking murdered.
Oh no!
They're going to kill the dingoes
No!
because they mauled a Canadian girl to death.
Yeah, poor Canadian girl.
And the indigenous people on the island are like, hey, those are our dogs. You can't kill those dogs.
I remember you telling me about this story, yeah.
Yep. And I don't know. I feel like there's probably more than enough wild dingoes.
Yeah, it's just this particular pack of dingoes.
This pack is especially aggressive.
Piper James, the name of the Canadian tourist.
The island, about 380 kilometers north of the Queensland capital, Brisbane, is home to an estimated 200 dingoes, which are sacred to the indigenous Buchela people, who call them Wangari, and are specifically mentioned in Kagari's World Heritage listing. Kagari was previously known as Fraser Island. Yeah, the worst name.
Yeah,
so many Fraser things.
Kagari's way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think all of the dingoes are going to be euthanized on that island.
This government has no respect for First Nations people. It's a disgrace, said the Buchala Aboriginal Corporation Secretary, Christine Royan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a delicate situation here. I
mean,
guess.
No one likes to see native rights being infringed. But y'all got to keep track of your wild canines.
Yeah, you can't have your canines biting people just because they're sacred.
Yeah, sorry.
That's not an excuse. I apologize.
Yeah, if the sacred cows in India trampled people on site, I don't think they would be allowed to roam the streets.
No.
So yeah, sorry, but
sorry.
Yeah, yeah. All right, first up, I have this clip here of Palantir CEO Crazy Pants Alex Karp. He looks like a total crackhead.
He does.
He couldn't stay seated in his chair as he proudly stated, quote, "We kill people sometimes," while speaking to shareholders. He seriously has a disposition of a meth addict. I really encourage everyone to listen to what he says here and take it to heart.
Alex, as always, we have a lot of individual investors on the line. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end the call?
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am. Let's not talk to analysts about the burden of being right, our burdens of investing in ontology, our burdens of actually looking at the math, the burden of reading what the Rule of 40 is, the burden of being honest about what an enterprise software company is, or the burden of explaining to your friends that you're really happy. Maybe we should just stop talking about it. I'm very happy to have you along for the journey, and you are partners for us. Every Palantirian, we are crushing it. Everyone else who's listening, we are dedicating our company. We have dedicated our company to the service of the West and the United States of America, and we're super proud of the role we play, especially in places we can't talk about. And we love our success in the U.S. and globally. Also, we are doing in the United Kingdom and many other places. Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them. And we hope you're in favor of that. We hope you're enjoying being a partner, and we're really happy and very, very focused on what we're doing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. That concludes.
I really, really, really hope that everyone listens to that and sees past the first layer of just a silly, wacky guy selling some Silicon Valley, company dream.
Oh, by the way, sometimes we kill people.
Yeah, we kill our enemies. We intimidate them, and sometimes it's necessary to kill them. It's necessary to kill them.
Thanks for listening to my presentation,
and we hope
guys.
That you will support us in doing that.
Yeah.
So I've been very stark about this with people lately, and especially with all the Epstein stuff that's come out, and we're going to talk about literally in a moment.
Some of that, yeah.
It's like, when do we get to the point that the working class consciousness, whatever you want to call it, when do we get to the point when people actually realize that the only path forward is to exterminate people like this? People like CEO Palantir guy Alex Karp saying that they must kill the enemies of their corporation because a corporation is not a person. They should not have enemies. There's people that choose to not engage in business with your corporation and people who don't. And this is the stage of capitalism we're in right now, where capitalist companies are deciding that the value exchange that they're getting from people, from customers, is not good enough. And this is why subscriptions for things like Spotify and Netflix go up and up, is because we're not worth it to them anymore. The companies are still under the belief that they are entitled to our money, but they don't feel like they're getting enough from the partnership anymore. Of course, we as consumers barely ever get the chance or opportunity to, ask for more on our end. But the corporations are like, no, and if you don't support us, that's basically the same as that's a crime, and you should go to jail for not supporting our company. It reminds me of the U.S. legislating against BDS and boycotting of Israeli companies in support of Palestine. It's I thought this was a free market. Oh, it's not. It's only a free market as long as you participate in the way that the market requires you to participate. So then it's this whole thing is just a scheme, man. So do we go after these evil tech CEOs now?
Yes.
Or do we wait 2 years for AI to put everyone out of a job, from artists to every first job at a high school? Every person's going to be out of a job, and then what? You need to work to make money, but there's no jobs. So then where does the money come from? Oh, it's cheaper to die again. Remember that? I mentioned that earlier.
You can just die.
It's easier to die. The companies and the corporations in the country would prefer it if there were less people. But, well, people don't go without a fight typically. And that's what I've been waiting for the people to find again, is the fight. Do you want to, like, it's not just a fight to survive. Do you want to live? That's the question, because your ability to live is what is being infringed upon. The ability to not just make money to pay for your needs, but the ability to not feel squeezed and squished into every like preferred outcome from the capitalist hellhole that we live in, right? Like if they're saying, like I said with the business thing, it should be your choice to give your money to the corporation. The corporation should not feel that they are entitled to you. And that's exactly how guys like this are talking. If you do not support the business, you're the enemy. And what do they do to their enemies? They kill them.
Kill them.
So, so if it's them or you, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more radical I could be about this. Like they're the ones saying it.
Yeah.
They are literally saying it, that we have to kill our enemies sometimes. And I consider you my
words,
enemy.
not mine. Yeah.
I consider you my enemy. And I did own Palantir stock for a time because I thought, I didn't know how evil they were. It was a recommendation from an American friend where they were like years ago, like, oh, I think Palantir is a neat company. And I owned some for a bit. I sold it right after Trump won the election because I started learning how bad Palantir was. So I've been out of there for a while. And obviously if I'd held on, it would have made me a lot of money. But this is the evil kind of blood money that I don't want in my like portfolio. So yeah. Fuck Palantir, and Alex Karp is worse than the devil.
And probably a meth addict.
And probably on a whole slew of things.
All right, so since our last episode, there have been more Epstein file drops, and they have been pretty fucking insane. There's allegations of cannibalism and child sacrifice and baby dismemberment and God knows what else.
Oh, Lord.
Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Whole bunch of shit. A whole bunch of psyop stuff too, like Epstein might have been behind 4chan this whole time apparently. We'll let you guys do all that research yourself. Go down that rabbit hole yourself.
Yeah,
because there's way too much
Epstein
shit.
Recap show.
Way too much shit.
Just talking about some cool international ripples and stuff of note.
Yeah. So here we've got a PM from Slovakia. His national security advisor has resigned over the Epstein files. Fucking nice name. Miroslav Lajgax. Well, the point is nothing's happening in the States.
Yeah, this came from a tweet from CoffeeZilla at coffeebreak_YT said, crazy that in the rest of the world, the Epstein files are actually having consequences. But in America, nobody seems to be affected.
Yeah. Prince Andrew also famously got arrested. There's
that's
that photo circulating around of him in the back of the car looking just like his grandfather or great-grandfather, Prince Philip.
Yeah,
you know that like photo as well?
Yeah, so consequences seem to be possible, but they're just not happening here. Weird.
FedEx has deleted invoices from Jeffrey Epstein's shipping account, showing it was used long after his death. The account was used as recently as summer 2024, despite Epstein's death in 2019.
Weird nugget from the story is the interview with the warehouse manager. Said they were prohibited from using forklifts to load these packages and forced to use pallet jacks. Multiple employees were furious. They were forced to use inferior tools, but the call came from upstairs.
Human trafficking, maybe?
Yeah, everyone's involved, man. Every level.
Crazy shit coming from the Epstein
files. It's gonna unravel, everyone. This is the year.
ISIS and Al-Qaeda are assets of Mossad, which is basically Israeli CIA, for those who don't know. So you're telling me Israel did 9/11?
That's a big claim from the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Or kind of tangentially suggested as a thing that could be possible if everything in the Epstein files proves to be true, which so far they have.
Yeah.
So
this is quite a big long wall of text, but if people want to read this is email correspondence between Jeffrey Epstein and Tom Pritzker.
Yes, that's he's related to J.B. Pritzker, and he's one of the Hyatt Hotel higher-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says Nusra, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Jabhat, Hamas. The leaders all prefer Donald. Wild. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Relating to another alternative social media account website.
Blue Sky.
Yes.
This is from Hasey Nicola. For months now, I've been transparently running a Blue Sky account for FIDA because they kept deleting her for having an IP in Palestine. This account was an online aid corridor to her family and has now just been closed by Blue Sky. Blue Sky facilitates genocide.
Yeah, and this was a quote to a Blue Sky tweet where they were like, can you imagine how bad the sexual content on X has to be for the French to think they've crossed the line? And this was another thing where the French police raided the X headquarters in France, where we didn't have a story about that. But yeah, that's the thing that happened. Elon was trying to say that it was a political attack, and France is like, no, we actually have laws against child porn, and you can't use your website to create it, which is a big thing that's been going on.
That's what the AI has been doing on X.
But yeah, Blue Sky, I feel very validated in my dismissal and refusal to acknowledge Blue Sky as a legitimate social media platform. And since they are anti-Palestinian, then I feel even more validated in that. But you know what's even better than an anti-Palestinian social media network? A Palestinian-created social media network.
Whoa.
Upscrolled is founded by a Palestinian and promises no censorship and no billionaires. It broke into the top 10 in most of the app stores over the last couple of weeks.
Wow, sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to join this new fucking social media.
Yeah, it was riding so high. And I even made an account.
Oh, wait.
Newly launched social media app Upscroll, developed by Palestinian-Australian technologist Issam Hajazi, has been removed from the Google Play Store.
Womp,
but for what reason? Unclear, but it's still on my phone.
I mean, it's a Palestinian app, so how hard do I pronounce the F in fuck Israel?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, rest in peace, Upscroll. You said it's still
I mean, I have it on my phone, so I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if it's still in the store, if I can get updates or how the situation is on it, but I know it's on my phone, so you know what to do.
Speaking of social media apps and tomfoolery, this is from Discord support on X. Discord will soon be expanding teen safety protections worldwide, including teen by default settings and age assurance designed to create safer experiences for teens. We're also launching a recruitment for Discord's first Teen Council, creating a space for teen voices to help shape our safety and well-being work. Applications are now open for U.S. teens aged 13 to 17. And someone retweeted here. You want to take care of this one?
Yeah, at I am MMA on Twitter said, I saw someone raise a very good point elsewhere. Think about this for a second. Adults who do not verify their age will be restricted to child and teen-friendly servers. Let me repeat that. Adults who choose not to verify their age will be locked into servers with children.
Yeah. All a pedo has to do is just not verify their age, and they'll have an embarrassment of riches.
Even easier than a shortcut. Just say no.
Yeah. I'm a kid.
Put me in it. Are you an adult?
No comment.
No comment. Wow, that's so bad.
Yeah.
I can really see that this deterioration of like social media and this weird like appeal to like protect children with ID law things, it's all not very
It's
good.
like that story I saw recently where it's like China has the death penalty for pedophiles, which like on paper sounds like a good idea, but you know, most of the time children get molested by a family member, right? More often than not. And if that family member is at risk of getting executed if they get caught, the child will feel less compelled to go to the authorities because they don't want their family member to die.
This is a true thing.
And also, if the death penalty is on the table, the perpetrator is more likely to kill their victim to also get them to stop talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So bloodthirst against pedophiles aside, I know it feels good to say things like kill all pedophiles, but you have to like think about the implications of stuff like that.
That's
like it does more harm than good. Yeah.
People pointed out, like if the push to label LGBT people as just groomers by existing or by having educational materials, then you're saying, if a queer person existing around a child, just two men holding hands, if that's grooming, if they're doing it in the vicinity of a child, then the same people who push for sort of, death to all pedophiles would then use that to seize upon like, death to the queers because they're going to corrupt the youth and the children and all that. So it is a very slippery slope. And they don't want you to think about the nuance of it. An opinion and a stance like that requires mob mentality. It just requires the cheering of the pitchforks.
Yeah, get them!
Kill the monster!
Oh, this is kind of funny.
Yep, Gallup announces it will stop measuring presidential approval ratings after 88 years.
Damn, I wonder why.
Well, the bar can only go so low, but if you stop counting it, then did it really ever go low?
Trump's approval ratings are so bad that they're just like, let's just not report them anymore.
37% in its last poll taken in December. 37% approval.
This change is part of a broader ongoing effort to align all of Gallup's public work with its mission. Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? We look forward to continuing to offer independent research that adheres to the highest standards of social science. Blah, 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 blah. This is just fluff.
Spineless.
Fluff. More fluff. Pin, feathers, and gully fluff.
Bunch of crap.
Yeah. They're doing it because Trump is upset that his poll numbers are so low and they don't have any spines.
No, all these U.S. companies are just total spineless entities.
Final right-wing trash.
Right-wing trash. There was a Super Bowl also that happened between the last episode and now, but we're Canadian, so who cares?
Who fucking cares?
I watched the Bad Bunny performance live though, and it sure was a performance. And anyway, there were lots of commercials during the Super Bowl, and a lot of them were AI and terrible. We're not going to talk about those ones. We're here to only talk about the one from Ring, which boldly said that they would use their network of cameras attached to your front door to helpfully find anyone in America's lost pet with handy AI tools that you didn't even need to opt into. They're just already accessible.
They're just there.
This ad resulted in so much blowback that rival home camera companies started making parodies of it. I believe the stock took a big hit. Just the public sentiment on this ad is not good. So listeners at home, remember how I told you to pay attention to the wording and stuff of what people say to reveal what their actual intentions are? See if you can figure out from the fluffy language here and their focus on help us find your lost pet to mask the whole we're using the cameras on the front of your house to create an illegal AI surveillance network. See if you can spot it.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
Okay, can you just let the play again, please, from the beginning, just for a moment? I want to hear the opening statistic again.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing.
Okay, so everyone heard that. 10 million go missing.
Would you say 10 million?
What was the thing he said at the end? What is the success rate of this program?
The way we
that
look
they
for
just
them
spent all this money on?
changed. More than a dog a day has been reunited with.
A dog a day.
How many days are there in a year?
365.
Is that less than 10 million?
Yes, that is quite.
Can we get a fact check on that?
No, I don't think 10 million.
Yeah, and that is what the person who quote tweeted this post said. The worst part of this commercial is they open with 10 million pets a year go missing and ends with we find one dog a day, which is 0.003%.
That's nowhere close.
Which is the same amount of a penny you get from Spotify per play, actually. So
wow. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, so you all caught that language, right? The AI surveillance that's free to use for all Ring users. You all heard that, right? So if you have a Ring camera, throw that shit out immediately, delete your account.
They're already spying on you with
Buy
it.
already. I have to recommend it because I just put it on my house, and also they were one of the companies that made a rival ad making fun of Ring for this. Is Wise, W-Y-Z-E.
And the ways we look for them haven't changed in years. Except for all of these. But what if we could make finding one lost dog require the computational power of a small, dictator-led nation-state? Search Party. Way better than WiseCam, and definitely only for dogs.
You put your own mini SD card in the camera, you own your footage. That's it. You don't need to pay for a plan to have full 24-hour access to your feed like I do. I have I use my backyard for, I let people bring their pets over and play around in my backyard, and I don't even need to be home. They can access it, and I have my camera there, and I'm not afraid of any kind of AI bullshit on that camera. It's set up fully independently, and it's easy. It's just a camera and a SIM card, or an SD card, I mean. But no, Ring, this is so evil. I just can't believe that this got packaged in a 30-second spot for the Super Bowl, and Americans immediately were like, wait a minute, what?
Miss me with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Boo Ring.
Boo Ring.
Is it movie time?
It's movie time.
And we saw some movies in theaters.
Like this one. Brand new animated feature.
From Sony, no less.
Yes, Sony Pictures Animation. We got Goat.
Yeah, it's a movie about a goat.
Yep, sports movie. Haven't seen a good sports cartoon animal movie since
goat
Space
playing
Jam.
ball.
Yeah. Basketball or roar ball, as they call it in this film.
Yeah, roar at the ball.
Yep, typical hero's journey sports movie. Fantastic animation.
Yep, good animation, good humor.
Yep, really good species diversity in this film.
Oh, yes.
Not a single canine in sight. No foxes or dogs or wolves.
Nope.
Lots of cats, though.
And hooved creatures.
Yeah, lots of cats, lots of horses, rhinos, lizards.
Yep.
Yeah, all kinds of good shit. Really good voice cast here, too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the lizard character in this movie has become quite popular.
He's a meme. Yeah, as has the Black Panther basketball player. What's her name? Jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of artwork of her. Yeah, this was a really fun movie. Really packed theater when we went to see it.
Yeah, on a Tuesday, no less, too.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of films on Tuesdays lately, but this was the most packed I've ever seen the theater on a Tuesday, so... This film also just crossed 100 million globally, so that's great.
It's doing very well. A lot of diversity in the audience too. Lots of kids, lots of adults like on their own.
Highest grossing
like us.
original film since Coco for animated.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big.
Yeah, go check it out if you love animated movies like we do. You can't go wrong with this one. It was really fun.
I would have only said maybe that it could have used one more tighter rewrite.
Yeah, I could have used another pass on the script. There were a couple parts here and there that didn't seem very well written. A couple plot holes here and there. I don't want to say plot holes, but just
even for me as like
inconsistencies.
I feel like even as a kid, the one line that I'm thinking of when I'm talking about this would have stood out as kind of being dumb. And almost like kind of story breaking in a way.
Yeah.
So,
we don't want to spoil too much,
no.
but there's
if you're paying attention to the film, you'll know the line when you hear it.
Yeah. But other than that, really fun movie. I quite enjoyed it.
Yes, recommend.
Take my hand, Paris. Down it with say la vie.
Speaking of cartoon animal movies, we're going all the way back to 1962 with this film. This is Gay Paris.
64 years before.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Was Gay Paris.
Yes. This is a vehicle for Judy Garland of Wizard of Oz fame. Quite late in her career, actually. This is only a couple years before she passed away.
7 years before she died.
Yeah. She plays a female kitty cat here who dreams of going to Paris and making it big as a dancer. And she abandons her feline tomcat lover here in the Paris countryside and goes to Paris in hopes of chasing her dream. This has got that Chuck Jones kind of animation style that was everywhere in the early 60s, from the Warner Brothers cartoons and the How the Grinch Stole Christmas special looks a lot like that too. I love the watercolor and pastel backgrounds.
Yeah,
there are some
beautiful.
Yeah, there are some really gorgeous backgrounds in this movie. And Judy Garland just fucking belts it.
Yeah, she's singing
every
her heart
single
out
song.
every time.
Harry!
Even when she's not in the scene, she still gets a song.
Oh, yeah. Fucking amazing voice.
And of course, the male cat is also a great singer, voiced by George Coulet. He's a great singer.
And the villain is great, voiced by
Paul Frees.
Yeah, Mr. Burgermeister Meisterburger himself.
Yep.
Goodbye, good luck, and good riddance.
Another voicing staple of animation from back then.
Yeah, I love me some hand-drawn animation, and this is from a golden age.
I'd never seen this, and this is so unique as a film that was animated and not Disney for the time.
Yeah.
There were so few studios actually trying to compete with Disney because, and animation was considered like, it wasn't fully a children's medium.
It was getting there.
It was getting there. And it was this battle that just was not conveyed very well. I thought the opening credits for the film were creative because they showed like the actors becoming the animated cat characters in a way to try to like convey to the audience like, oh yes, these are your favorite actors.
It's a celebrity voice cast.
Their voices coming out of these cartoon animals, which I thought was like, that's a cool way to show that to an audience that doesn't know better.
Yeah. This isn't entirely a kids movie either, I would say, because the subject matter can get a little serious.
It's a little spicy.
Little trafficking subject matter here.
Yes,
speaking of Jeffrey Epstein.
Definite trafficking.
Yeah. But yeah, if you like your quote unquote kids movies with a little bit of spice, watch Gay Paris.
It is good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Not very gay though.
No, quite heterosexual.
Yeah.
All right.
More throwbacks.
We watched 2 Martin Scorsese films. We watched The King of Comedy.
His name is Rupert Pupkin. He lives in a world of make-believe.
Oh, Jerry, I love this guy. Always coming up with these great lines. I love him.
And After Hours.
Cheeky!
So I haven't got enough money to get home until I meet this bartender who wanted to lend me the money.
That's all right. Forget it. That's all right.
These are 2 films that have been on my watch list for a very, very long time, and they both delivered. Oh boy, did they deliver.
Really did.
I think I liked King of Comedy more just because it made me laugh out loud so many times. Such a dark, dark comedy. Like the subject matter that this movie deals with is so morbid, but it's done in such a great way that it makes your skin crawl while you're laughing at the same time. Uncomfortable laughter.
Yeah,
a lot of uncomfortable laughter.
So much cringing and uncomfortable. Like you put yourself in the shoes of being around a person like the main character
Artie,
of this movie.
what's his name? Rupert Pupkin.
Rupert Pupkin.
Oh God,
what the worst name ever.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I still feel like I'm digesting both these movies. So I don't know if I have deep artistic takes on it, and they've both been out for like 50 years, so there's not much I can really add. Just to say, like, you need to watch films like this because, like, people nowadays think that they're like making films that say a lot about society, or they're writing these characters that they feel like could never have existed at any other time. But this movie proves that there are kinds of people that have existed throughout history, through every form of medium, that have always had unhealthy fixations and parasocial relationships with celebrities, or just like creating characters in their minds, the idealized interactions with folks that they should never be able to meet, really. But this was a different time.
Yeah. So Robert De Niro, right? Yeah, Robert De Niro plays this obsessed fan, Rupert Pupkin, who's obsessed with this late night talk show host played by Jerry Lewis, and he like rehearses skits in his head. And like basically begs Jerry Lewis to come on his comedy show.
This is the film that Joker
inspired Joker. This is way better than Joker.
Yeah, this is
oh
so
my
much
God.
better than Joker.
And Robert De Niro actually joins forces with this other crazy bitch who's also obsessed with Jerry Lewis, and they bond over their mutual obsession with this fucking talk show host, which I think is insane. Like this is pre-internet. So, this is back when only 2 of them could join together, and nowadays you would get like a whole community of people, a whole Discord server of Rupert Pupkins obsessing over Jerry Lewis. Yeah, that's really morbid to think about. And this crazy bitch that he's partnered up with, she has a much more direct and raw approach. She just runs up and chases Jerry Lewis on the street in broad daylight as he's on his way to the studio.
Waiting for him outside.
Yeah, she waits for him outside and tries to fucking jump him. See, Rupert Pupkin is more methodical in his approach. He actually like tries to go through the channels and talk to the receptionist and stuff.
Well, because he thought when he got his shot, it would be his big break.
Yeah.
So he's been practicing.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Long, I think what I might do is just wait here a while. Maybe Jerry will find a minute.
Mr. Pupkin, you're really just wasting your time. We're not going to know anything until tomorrow at the earliest.
That's really all right. I don't mind. I'm not wasting my time. I'm glad to do it. It's important to me, so I really don't mind.
It'll probably be Monday.
Monday? Monday. Well, I'll still wait.
Great antics ensue. There's one scene later on where the girl's having dinner with Jerry Lewis's character, and there's just some fantastic dialogue in that scene. Yeah. I'm still thinking about it.
I want some fun! God damn it, my doctor says don't have any fun. You can't have fun. No, you're not allowed to have a
good time. You can't get crazy. See, I have to be in control. And I like being in control. But you know, for one night, I'd like to see myself out of my head. Wouldn't you like to see me out of my head? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be fabulous? I just want to, like, dance. I just want to, like, you know, put on some Shirelles. I want to be black.
Yeah, really good film about obsessive fans. What's another good movie?
I went and watched so many...
if you like Misery, you'll like this. This is funnier than
Misery.
Misery, but it's very similar in tone.
I got a lot also comparison to Nightcrawler from 2014.
Yep, Nightcrawler, yeah.
That I like a lot. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, if you like that kind of stuff. It's like all that, but played straight up for laughs, and it's really, really funny. After Hours, it's this one's a bit harder to explain.
It's an odyssey. It's
it's like an Alice in Wonderland / Wizard of Oz kind of odyssey film. This guy gets invited to this girl's apartment because he wants to sleep with her, but then it turns out she's a bit of a psycho. But now it's like, by the time he figures that out, it's like 2:00 in the morning, so he has no way of getting home. So it's just his kind of journey through downtown Manhattan at like 3:00, 2:00 in the morning as he tries to find his way home.
It's raining like mad out there.
I can't do that. I could lose my job.
Well, who would know exactly?
I could go to a party, get drunk, talk to someone. Who knows?
Would you just give me a goddamn token?
No, goddammit, I cannot give you a token.
Can I help you? Yeah, I wanted to take the express, and that was a local. I mean, hey, the other way around. I'm talking to you. I won't even take it. I'm sorry. It's nothing. It's my train.
There's a lot of really good cameo appearances in this movie. Cheech and Chong show up.
Check it out, huh?
Oh, man, this is junk.
What are you talking about, junk, man? This is antiques, man. This is old.
It's plastic.
Catherine O'Hara's in it.
You misunderstood me. I didn't ask what you did for a living. I said you wouldn't believe what I've been through tonight.
It's not boring. And I have my own Mr. Softy truck. It's not boring.
And it's just a weird little Odyssey type film.
We talked about
through the streets of New York.
Beau is Afraid before.
Yes, this is very Beau is Afraid.
It's very much like that.
Yeah. This is like 80s Beau is Afraid from New York.
This is very cerebral, and it's. I would say that this one's a lot more. I wouldn't call it a horror film, but it's certainly more scary in its uncomfort than King of Comedy is.
Yeah, King of Comedy is played up straight for laughs.
Yeah, because like Joker, because you go into Joker with, understanding that, Batman villain, he has a propensity for evil or killing and crime and stuff. But there's no like, in King of Comedy, there's no like crime spree, so to speak. There's not really like that, there's no method to the madness in that sort of way. They're very just like one at a time, goal driven. They're like, see the guy that they're obsessed with, or, get the guy. And that's kind of it. And then once they get the thing, they don't really have the best plans after, where like in Joker, you're always afraid that there's a possibility that, he can become unhinged and start killing people or whatever.
Yeah.
In King of Comedy, that's not a fear. And in After Hours, you're not afraid that the main character is going to start like, killing people, but you're afraid that he is going to be
he's
like,
gonna get killed.
He's at the whims of everyone around him.
Yeah,
and
everyone around him is fucking crazy.
Everyone's hostile. It's ridiculous, but that's New York and America.
They actively want his blood for some ridiculous reason that,
you
should watch the movie to find out why.
Completely out of hand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Really, both really funny movies. Cannot recommend these movies enough. Martin Scorsese is a fucking genius. I also watched Cape Fear very recently, his remake of Cape Fear. Also an awesome movie. You watched The Departed?
I love
recently.
The Departed. Yeah.
Scorsese's just.
I didn't know that
awesome
Scorsese
filmmaker.
was so good outside of like the mafia mold, because I'd seen most of his mafia stuff.
You saw Goodfellas too, right?
I've seen
And
Goodfellas and Casino.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really felt like he should have done more original stuff like this, because he really has a great eye and vision for storytelling. And I would say maybe just, I don't know, it's hard to say. You said you like King of Comedy a bit more. I really liked the ending of After Hours. I loved the way that everything kind of like wrapped itself up.
Yeah.
And that alone,
nice little bow at the end,
kind of pushed it ahead just slightly for me. So I think I might have to edge out After Hours as my favorite.
Wow. Yeah, nice. I also want to say real quick that the main character in After Hours is played by Jack from American Werewolf in London, the guy that gets mauled at the very start. The guy that appears to David as a zombie.
A zombie?
Yeah.
Can I have a piece of toast?
I kept thinking about that little flap of skin that kept wiggling on his face. Remember that?
His pronounced unibrow.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to shave that thing, bro.
Like in the poster here, it's definitely cleaned up in here.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely did a little work. Oh, yeah. All right. That's another episode of Woke in the West.
And probably the one and only with this particular lighting setup.
Yes, this lighting is ghastly.
I look like a ghost. You look fine. And, well, like I said at the start of the show, a lot of the stuff that, were the large events, Super Bowl, Olympics, Trump not striking Iran, it's all finished now. Either it happened or it didn't happen, and now it's all finished. So what's going on here? Well, we're finally getting through our first winter snap. We had our coldest days here.
It actually snowed.
In the West, yeah.
Very
nothing
briefly.
stuck,
No.
but it did snow for a few hours. Yeah. It very well could again. We're pretty much at risk until the end of March for more cold snaps, but I don't think there's a whole lot else going on. This is supposed to be the quiet time, generally after New Year's and all these holidays and stuff. And February is starting to come to an end right now. I don't foresee any large disruptions, but you never know.
Only time will tell.
Other than, of course, the impending collapse of the American economy and stock market.
Yeah.
So, and I'll have y'all know, this is your weekly or bi-weekly or once a monthly stock update. The market is still fine. I am sorry to say the market continues to be up for the most part. Even though the Supreme Court struck down those tariffs, I think that the market is still generally okay right now. So we'll see what happens. But
only time will tell.
Yep, Carney's got to renegotiate the Kuzma agreement. That's something coming up, but I don't know exactly when that is. I don't know. Can you think of any other big things on the horizon? I'm not sure.
We'll see what happens in the summer with all the sports stuff being hosted in the U.S. I don't know how that's going to go. We'll see how bloody and violent that turns out.
Oh, there was an interview with Tucker Carlson that we didn't even talk about. Briefly, he interviewed U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. And Mike Huckabee basically said that Israel has a biblical right to all the territory between the Nile and Euphrates, which is exactly what we were saying Israel's been doing the whole time.
It's just manifest destiny all over again.
So yeah, Mike Huckabee also said there's no way to prove who is actually indigenous to the land in Israel, and it doesn't matter because
they all look the same.
Yeah, as long as you are of Jewish faith, you get to claim as much land as you want. And that's not great. So I hope that gets quelled and maybe he gets impeached or something, because I certainly don't think that any country should be supporting Israel at this time, and it's certainly not within that sort of expansionist mindset, which involves taking land from NATO allies like Turkey.
Yeah.
So it's not something we should stand for. And remember to write your representatives.
Write your congressman.
Yes.
Whatever good that'll do.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. That's I don't know even
Signing
know what number
off,
this is, but
Woke
we're
in the
done.
West.
We're done being woke now. It's time to go to sleep.
Yes.
Bed.